Hey, good morning, everybody. So we're about lunchtime in New York. It's about 6 a.m. here in Honolulu. Interesting market morning this morning, right? We started to see maybe a little bit of resolution on that selling. We're starting to see some of the bad news resolve itself, in particular the pipeline, right, with the gas shortage and stuff. Evidently, everything's going back online. And last thing we read was that the flow should be back to normal by the end of the weekend. Good news, right? So we'll see how that kind of shakes out. Oil's down a little bit this morning. It's down about, let's go check. Let's go check together. Hold on a second. Let me get you on a screen share here. And let's pop on over. So you can see there, the Dow's up about 400 points. The S&P's up about 1%. The Nasdaq's up about 0.5%. It's been up as much as about 120 points this morning. So maybe a little bounce coming back in tech. Crypto just got its lungs ripped out of it overnight, as Elon Musk announced that Tesla won't be taking payments using the crypto because of the concerns over the environmental concerns, which he probably shouldn't be taking the US dollar then, because the banking system in America uses more energy than the crypto miners. But that's another story. That's another debate. Elon's decided, and this is either a big buying opportunity in crypto, depending on how you look at it. This is either a huge buying opportunity or it's time to get out. You know how we're playing crypto. And don't forget, speaking of crypto, tomorrow we're going to launch our inaugural weekly crypto show. And what we're going to do in that show, guys, is we're going to show you how we took just $200. We opened up an exchange account and how we're managing that from here. Right now, we're actually, that $200 is actually about $250, and we haven't really done anything from it besides collect interest. There's a lot of ways to work crypto. There's a lot of ways to look at crypto, right? And there's almost every ways on YouTube right now. So let's go ahead and put ours on there. Let's add to the clutter. But anyways, guys, look, it's an interesting market day. It looks like things have settled down a little bit. It looks like maybe the market's getting back into a little bit of a rally mode. We'll know as we progress into the afternoon. Big news today, right? We got another inflation report, which was running hot. But we've talked about that, right? If we're going to have growth, we're going to have inflation. The issue with the inflation is the Fed has placated the market so much and just been hand over fist, right, with the 2 years and stuff like that. What happens when they have to do what's proper, right, and in line with inflation, which is actually create a little stimulus through a rate hike, and that'll probably be traumatic to the market, right? And that was really what the market was looking at yesterday. It already was coming off a day or two of a little bit of selling and weakness. And then all of a sudden we got that CPI report yesterday morning. It just accelerated everything, right? This morning before the market, we got the PPI, the producer price index, and that was running a little hot. But I think there was a little bit of dullness after the emotions of the CPI number. It only makes sense, right? If the consumer price index goes up, that's your consumer price points. The producer price points are going up too. The reason that you raise the consumer price index is because the producer price, right? However much it costs to make is how much it costs to charge, right? You have to charge for it. But anyways, and then of course we've got this gas crisis going on. A lot of that's created by panic, guys. Let's be honest about that. People out there, generally they'd be out there filling their tank when they need to. All of a sudden, everybody's filling up every car in the neighborhood, every glass jar, every plastic bag, things like that. Gas stations started running out of fuel. Things got into an even more panic. It just starts bubbling, then it's foaming, then it's blowing up. And so we'll see if things calm down. Okay. We also got good labor numbers this morning. We saw a nice tick down on the continuing claims, and we saw a nice little tick down on the new claims, actually getting under 500,000 on one of them, which is very important. We need labor to grow with the economy. Inflation is a normal part of growth, especially when it's very parabolic and very exuberant growth, right? And that comes in line with inflation, right? But people are able to handle the inflation. Whether we like it or not, we're able to digest the inflation because we're making money again, right? So it's a lot of moving parts in an economy, and you don't want to just focus on one. So let's kind of see how it shakes out, guys. We're still long in the market, right? We never sold those Qs. They don't expire till next week, and the Nasdaq looks a little more chippy. Other than that, man, it sounds like Elon Musk should be more worried about selling cars than how people are paying for them, because Tesla's just been getting rocked. Other than that, let's kind of just call it a short day in our live room with our members this morning. We only did about an hour because, hey, really sit there and stare at it. We don't want to watch paint dry. We want to go live our lives. We always tell you guys that too, right? Spend a little time in the market with your portfolios and stuff, but you don't have to sit there for 8 hours staring at a chart. Do your thing, set your stuff up, get it right, and then go enjoy your life. Maybe you got a job or something like that. Hey, there's like jobs out there, man. Go get one. Just think, you know what I mean? Even if you don't need a paycheck, that's just more money you can pump into your crypto portfolio. Again, don't forget, tomorrow we will be doing the inaugural crypto show. So come and join us for that. Like I said, we always want to make our journey accessible to all viewers. And so that's why, rather than taking $5,000 or something and starting a crypto portfolio, we started it with just $200. Our goal is to be crypto millionaires. Okay. So come along and ride along with the journey. Okay. If you want to follow along, it's very accessible. If you can't put $200 in a crypto portfolio and work it there for a while, you shouldn't be investing. Okay. And remember that rule. I know it sounds heartless when I say that, but really it's the truth. The worst enemy for an investor, and let me close with this, a little investing advice. The worst enemy for an investor is moving money in and out of a portfolio. When I say don't ever invest what you can't afford to lose, what I really mean by that, guys, is you want to be able to take that money, put it in a portfolio, whether it's a stock portfolio or a crypto portfolio, and you want to be able to leave it there. You don't want to have to suck it out. Why? What is your most powerful tool long-term? Is your compounding. The more you leave it in there, the more it compounds. Just remember, if you put 200 in today and then in a month it's 250, now it's not just compounding $200, it's compounding $250. So now you're compounding on top of your compounding, right? Whoa. But if you take money out, guess what? That's you remove yourself, your exposure to the most powerful tool you have in investing. And that's why I say too, you want to make sure this is money that you won't need. Always, put a couple months rent in the pocket. Make sure you got some bill money in your pocket. The old rule used to be 6 months, right? I think now I hear people saying 3 months. Whatever, just make sure you've got that security balance. Always handle your investing systematically, right? Just like we always talk about. First, you get some income, right? Then you get some protection, right? You put a couple months rent in the bank, you put a couple months car payment, blah, 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 food money and stuff like that. Then you take some money and you can invest it, right? Don't be impatient. Don't feel like the market's going to not be there tomorrow. The market has been here for decades and decades. The crypto market is now going on decades. Don't feel like you've got to run and start this thing. You know what I mean? Do it right. That way you can enjoy the total fruition of your efforts. All right. So let's close with that. Okay, guys, we'll do it as short update today. Interesting market. Like I said, we got good labor report. We got a little scary inflation report. We got some numbers coming out tomorrow, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, let me just check over here. Yeah, tomorrow we've got retail sales and consumer sentiment. So that should be an interesting morning. That'll come out about an hour before the market. Let's do a market check together real quick before I let you go. Let's pop on over to CNBC. Let's refresh this. And you can see that NASDAQ's still up about 0.5%. The S&P's up 1%, and the Dow's up about 400 points, or 1.25%. So let's see how this unwinding of the bad news kind of affects things going forward. Oil, you guys know we're in an energy play. Oil's been having a tough morning this morning. There's a lot of talk about the India situation with the COVID. That crisis is not easing up at all lately. Just got to give it a little time, like everything else. And then, of course, we had the pipeline resumption and stuff like that. Look, for oil, you don't want pipeline disruptions, because what that does is it interferes with distribution, right? The whole idea with oil is you want to have distribution, right? You want it flowing. You don't want it sitting in storage containers. You want it out there. You want it doing its thing, right? You want it going here, going there, turning into gasoline and stuff like that. So it's important, and that's kind of creating a little sag in the oil market, soil in the ag market. Yeah. It must be Thursday. Anyways, guys, so look, kind of take that with a grain of salt. We've talked about it before, right? When we first started this energy pick, when we started getting a little bad news and oil was kind of, just getting a little soft and stuff. Oil is a very news-driven market at times. It's a very emotional market at times. But it washes it off. It's very resilient too. So let's see how going forward. It's Thursday, you know what I mean? Like I said, that pipeline's supposed to be back in full swing by Monday. You never know. Let's see how things shake out. Other than that, guys, you guys stayed. Have a great Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow morning with our morning update. Then in the afternoon, we will do our inaugural crypto show. Okay. All right, gang. We'll see you guys in the morning.